Oh boy, it surely is an important day for the channel, doesn't it? What's up, guys? It's me, IMC Productions, and today I'll be making a different type of video. Um, yes, this is the 100 video for the channel, and I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that I started this journey back in 2017 by entering to a stop motion contest created by the Jerome, which I never had any chances to win, but I'm glad that I started making videos, and I'm glad that that was my main motivation to create a solid story for this. Um, so before I start this video, I want to thank some important people that have helped me over the years with Frontline. So, of course, thank you, General. Thanks, Orange Baron. You are the best. Don't forget about that. Okay? I also want to thank some people that have helped me with the writing of the series, such as Name Productions, Micamations, VVEG Productions, Casper Lee, and also Armies of Plastic Studios. I also want to thank some of my voice actors, such as Green Soldier Productions and Casper Lee, for being there all the time whenever I needed some extra voice lines and stuff like that. And also many other voice actors which are gonna appear right now, which I'm not mentioning them because I just forgot their usernames and stuff like that. I mean, none of this is scripted. I'm not reading anything. I just have my computer open just to read the questions, but that's it. So yeah, I also want to thank some friends from high school that have been supporting the series, such as Javo, Alex, Emilio, Luiser, Sebas, Victor. All of you guys are really cool, and thanks for all the support and stuff like that. Well, but without any further, let's get into the video. Okay, first question is, what made you interested in stop motion and what made you interested in amimen? Those are really good questions. Yeah, what made me interested in stop motion was, of course, the first episode of Plastic Apocalypse. I loved it. I remember that I watched it when I was like 11 or 12 years old, and ever since I watched that episode, I always wanted to recreate something like that with toy soldiers. Yeah, but of course, then I learned more about stop motion and I loved it completely. For example, yeah, then I watched The Corpse Bride and Coraline and The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I loved all those stop motion films. So yeah, those also played an important role into that decision of making stop motion. And pretty much what got me interested in amimen, it was because I always loved history. Ever since I was a child, I always loved reading about historical events and stuff, and I love learning about military gear, with those little miniatures. And yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I collect toy soldiers, because I love learning history with them. Right, next question is, do you use custom poses? Yes, actually, General Daniel, it's a custom pose. Um, yeah, I know it's pretty hard to believe, but yeah, I decided to do a little head swap between a guy with a basket helmet and this guy with a hat. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what I did. But yeah, I don't like doing a lot of custom poses. I mean, I don't like the idea of cutting them. I mean, it feels weird. And then melting them together. No, it's just not my thing. But yeah, I have only one single custom post, which is, yeah, General Daniel. All right, next question. What is your favorite amimen brand? Well, it's a really interesting question because I don't have a favorite amimen brand. I just like collecting them. Um, yeah, I always find some interesting details in each brand, which makes me want to buy them. Um, and some other details and stuff which I hate. Um, and here's a good example of it. So here we have, of course, the Sergeant Shamrock poses. I know that you guys thought that these little fellas were my favorite ones, and yeah, I like them, but I hate the fact that they are so fragile. I love their poses. I love how dynamic they look like, but I hate the fact that they don't have an actual shooting pose. If you think about it, they're always hip firing. Um, the guy with a pistol, I mean, yeah, it looks heroic and stuff, but I mean, he's not aiming at all. I mean, his head is just looking like this. I mean, it's a really cool pose, though, but uh, not so realistic. But you know what? If I'm looking for realism, I go for Airfix, right? Or I don't know, probably Marks. But the issue with these two is that they are really hard to come by and really expensive here in Mexico. So I'm glad I have some knockups, but I hate the fact that since these were made in the late 90s, in the early 2000s, um, and the internet wasn't really updated, and probably nobody decided to take a picture of their packaging or whatever. Uh, I can't find the manufacturer of these, so I always have to look, into some flea markets or Facebook Marketplace to get them. They're always open. Um, so yeah, I don't have a lot of info about those guys or where I can get them. So you know what? I can probably buy, Timmy or whatever. They look really cool. They have a really nice quality, um, and really nice amount of detail. They're really cool. A little hard to come by, in Mexico, but still have a decent price and whatever. But if you want to build an army, you know what? You go for true heroes, of course. You want to have a huge army of tens, greens, or grays, or whatever. This is your choice, because I mean, they're literally half the price of Timmy. Uh, I mean, some of their poses have a lack of detail, of course. You can kind of tell this is like a Cold War soldier, but I mean, the helmet looks odd. So you know what? That's the reason why I like Jaru, because they have more detail and stuff. And yeah, this definitely looks like an American soldier from Vietnam, and it costs half the price of a Timmy guy. I mean, and the list just goes and goes and goes. I always see pros and cons in each brand. Uh, so yeah, that's the reason why I don't have a favorite brand. But yeah, that's pretty much uh, the answer. Uh, Next question. Okay, next question is: have you considered adding a pink faction to Frontline? Also, how did you come up with the idea of Frontline as a whole? Um, well, the answer to that first question is no. I hate pink. I don't understand why toy companies still make plastic amimen in pink, but I don't like that color. I genuinely hate it. And the answer to that second question is I remember when I entered to middle school that I had this literature class, and one of those assignments was to create a comic book. And of course, by that time, I had already watched Plastic Apocalypse, and yeah, I decided to make a comic book, related to Plastic Amimen, of course, with my own ideas and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much how Frontline was born. But it had a different title, and yeah, that comic book was handwritten, and it was drawn by hand. And God, I wish I still had that little comic book to get more ideas. But that little comic started pretty much like in Frontline episode 1. So yeah, that's pretty much how Frontline was born, thanks to a cool project. All right, next question. In the zombie episode, soldiers can be revived. Will General Daniel be revived as a zombie? Okay, I think you didn't see the entire thing, the entire zombies thing. That was only a Halloween special. It's not related to Frontline. What are you talking about? I mean, it's it was a World War II horror movie uh, between Germans and Americans, and the Germans decided to do zombies or whatever. That is not related to Frontline in any way. And no, Daniel is dead. Uh, I don't know how could you mix both things. Um, Anyways, next question. Who inspired you to make stop motions? I mean, yeah, Michael Ackerman, yeah, played an important role there, but I remember that when I was like in middle school or high school, um, I I was just trying to figure out how I was gonna do it. How I was gonna film the stuff because I didn't have a lot of knowledge of that. And yeah, during that time, I started watching the Journal Mo, and I remember that in one of his Q&As, he said that he was using a mobile app to create his stuff. And as soon as I heard that, I started, using my phone to film because, I was a young kid slash teenager or whatever, and I didn't knew anything, related to video and audio editing. So I started watching, a few tutorials on how to do it on a cell phone instead of on a computer. And yeah, so I started doing everything on the phone. Now the quality, of course, has changed, and now I already know how to use a computer to edit my stuff. Um, but yeah, it was pretty much Michael Ackerman, the General Mo, Mick Animations, and then productions that inspired me to do this stuff, to finally start filming, most importantly. All right, next question. Do you plan to work with other bigger creators in the future? Sure thing. Next question. How do you make your armament fall down in your stop motion videos? Well, that's pretty simple. I use clay, or with the same dirt, I just push them down just a little bit. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Next question. All right, next question is, will you continue to use Metal Slug sound effects for your videos?
Heavy machine gun. Rocket launcher.
Yes. Where do you find your sound effects? And what editing software do you use? I always find my sound effects, here on YouTube. I always try to search for non-copyrighted sound effects, and I use those. I screen record them, or sometimes I download them. And I use Filmora as a software editing, but I'm really thinking about using now uh, KineMaster because sometimes Filmora crashes a lot. So yeah, next question. Congratulations on your channel growing. Thank you, Kisling. Now my question. What has been your favorite part of your YouTube career? Well, knowing all of you guys. For those who don't know who's this guy, it's a guy that made some interviews to Michael Ackerman and General Mo. He also interviewed me, so if you guys want to see our interview, I'm gonna leave a link to that video in the description down below. He's a really nice guy, so yeah, you guys should probably watch his content. Anyways, but yeah, it's my favorite part of my YouTube career. It's been knowing you guys. Yeah, that's it's been my favorite part. Making friends on Discord and in Facebook. Um, it's been pretty fun. I actually met a few guys that serve in the military, well, here in the Mexican and U.S. military. They have become my friends, and they help me, to write and to do all the lore and stuff. Uh, I was able to do some trades with guys on Facebook. That's actually how I was able to get the Sergeant Shamrock soldiers. Um, so yeah, um, that's been my favorite part. Knowing that there's real people that watch my stuff and that help me to do really incredible stuff. That yeah, that's my favorite part. Next question. Do you think you will ever make a paratrooper scene in Frontline? Yeah, I've been thinking about doing one actually for episode 8, but I haven't filmed that yet. So you guys are gonna have to wait a little bit. But yeah. Next question. What about Frontline episode 8? Oh, I know this guy. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna answer your question. I'm still filming Frontline episode 8. And the reason why I haven't been able to upload it is because now I have a full-time job and I go to college uh, most of the time from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Some of you guys know that I film at night because I can control the illumination in my room and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have a lot of time at the moment. And well, that probably is gonna change because uh, I'm currently on my last semester of my career. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have some spare time in the future. But right now I'm pretty busy, and I want to apologize to you guys because yeah, I haven't uploaded Frontline episode 8. But yeah, I'm still filming it, and yeah, I hope I can upload it as soon as possible. Okay, next question. How big is your current armament collection? If you can give me an estimate, and how and where do you store them? Okay. Again, just watch my collection video and add some of these pieces. Probably like whatever I said in that video, another 400 or 500. And I store them in a toy shack. Pretty big one in my room. Here's a picture of it. All right, next question. How long are you planning on doing Frontline? It's probably gonna be 9 or 10 episodes long. So yeah, the end is near. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna still do some spin-offs and a few shorts after the main story about Captain Gomez and McNamara is over. Next question. How did you spark an interest in amimen and stop motion? Well, I already said what got me into doing stop motion, but pretty much what got me into collecting toy soldiers was I remember that I was, on a basketball match during my elementary school years, and yep, I won the match. My and for that, my dad took me to a flea market um, to have some tacos, some really good tacos de suadero. I can still remember that and the taste. They were so good. Um, and after we finished our breakfast, because yeah, that was our breakfast, um, he handed me 50 pesos and he told me that, I could buy anything I wanted with those 50 pesos. So I just walk around, the flea market, and I saw this little aisle, uh, which was being attended by a really old lady. And I watched, in one of the walls of those aisles, a bag of toy soldiers. That bag had green white, and red toy soldiers. Um, and they were Mark's clones. But a really special one got my attention, which was this one right here. Yeah, when I first saw him, I said, oh my god, this guy is using a gas mask. None of the other soldiers were using gas masks, and I don't know, I think it looks really cool, like really badass with his gas mask, and that's pretty much what got me also into collecting gas masks and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, that's how I sparked an interest in, with toy soldiers. Um, yeah, I can still remember every single detail of that day. The bag had, of course, these toy soldiers, but it also had a Murray Jeep. Of course, it was a clone, and yeah, I was just so amazed and everything. And I asked if she had more toy soldiers, and she went at the back of the aisle and brought another bag, which had blue little plastic amimen with an Apache helicopter. Here's a picture of them. I lost the Apache helicopter. I wish I still had that one. Uh, but yeah, that's what got me into collecting toy soldiers. All right, next question. Okay, it's a list. Are you gonna add any other factions in general to Frontline? No. Do you have a favorite and least favorite armament color? I mean, I guess my favorite one is the greens because they get everything. The first ones to get the Bolly Super Tank were the greens. The first ones to get trucks were the greens. The first one to get tents were the greens. The first ones to get accessories such as mortars, VARs, pistols, belts, and extra bags and everything were the greens. Uh, so yeah, I guess the greens are my favorite color, from all my collection. Uh, but yeah, I don't have like a least favorite one. I mean, underneath the greens, every single one of my factions are loved by the same. um, what's your favorite amimen brand? Well, I already answered that one. And lastly, what's your favorite era themed armament, like World War II, World War One, Vietnam, Cold War, modern, etc.? That is a really cool question too. Uh, Pretty much, I like more World War II stuff. It's really common, really accessible. I wish I had more Cold War era stuff because yeah, I love AKs. I love the classic M16 and all that type of stuff. But yeah, World War II stuff, it's pretty accessible and I love it. For example, here in Mexico, uh, this company which already closed called Pepsa used to make these really sick Matchbox clones, which have a better quality than the Chinese knockoffs that you see on Amazon, and they're very accessible. So yeah, pretty much World War II, it's my favorite one. Okay, next question. What was your reaction to the stop motion? What was like starting off animation? Um, at first, I thought it was gonna be pretty easy, and of course, once you start doing it, you understand the complexity about it. I mean, yes, it's a really simple way to do animation and whatever, but you do really need to have patience to do this. So yeah, um, it was challenging, but I had a lot of fun. Okay, next question. Which is your favorite set of amimen you have, and which was your first toy soldier figure or set? Um, well, I don't have a favorite set and a favorite brand, and I already answered that. Um, but if you guys insist, here's a top 10 of my favorite sets in my collection.
Okay, so the first ones to pop out of the bin were the Sergeant Shamrock poses. I like the fact that they're unique. I mean, um, in their own way. I mean, I know that most of these guys are clones. For example, yeah, these two are just straight up copies. This one from Arco and this one, from Matchbox. But I like the fact that some of their poses are just like Frankenstein's. For example, this one has the legs of a Timmy soldier and a completely different torso. I haven't been able to identify, the legs, torso, head, or arms of this one. I mean, this is just like a 100% original pose. Same thing goes for this one. But, well, this one I believe it's like a clone from a Russian soldier from the FX set. Here we have some influence, of Airfix. I mean, yeah, it's a really cool set. I love that, because even though most of these guys are just straight up copies and bootlegs, they have their own poses too. So that's really cool. Okay, the next set on the list is this World War II set made by Pepsa. I know a lot of you guys haven't heard of that brand before, and well, that's because Pepsa used to be a plastic injection company during the 80s. They unfortunately closed a couple of years ago due to low sales and stuff like that. But anyways, we can see that Mexico used to have good knockups during the 80s and 90s. I mean, just look at their detail and stuff. They have a better detailing than the knockups you find on Amazon nowadays. But the reason why these are so important to me is because my grandpa helped me to get them, and it was one of his last gifts before passing away. So yeah, I'm definitely emotionally attached to these guys. So thank you, Grandpa, wherever you are. Alright, so the next ones on the list are pretty much any FX set in my collection. Because yeah, I love their poses, I love the amount of detail in these guys. I love the scale, I love the type of plastic, they're awesome. I mean, yeah, they're kind of hard to come by nowadays in Mexico, but I love them. Okay, so now we have the classic True Heroes amimen set. Yeah, I know that these are just regular clones, they have pretty much the same poses that Timmy has, and also the same tanks. But I mean, I guess that's alright to me. I mean, they're really good, for building huge armies, and they're really good, to build also tank regiments, and they also have really cool pieces in their huge sets. For example, I also own the big container that it used to be sold back in the early 2000s. And that huge container has a playmat, two surveillance towers, a bridge, two tanks, an Apache helicopter, a jet, mountains, rocks, palm trees. I mean, it's a really awesome set. So yeah, I love True Heroes. The next one on the list, it's of course the classic Timmy soldiers. I mean, yeah, pretty classic poses, really cool designs. Um, yeah, they're pretty accessible. They're still in production, so yeah, really classic company and a really cool set. Okay, so the next set on the list is the Battleground set. Yes, apparently I have a few different versions from the Battleground set inside of this bag. Yeah, I love this set because they have a crazy amount of accessories. For example, here we have a cannon. Inside of the bag, there's a few interesting poses. For example, this guy with a motorcycle, this other dude with a Japanese flag. I mean, it's a really awesome set. I believe it's a mix of two different Battleground sets, but I just count them as one. I'm gonna make a full review of these whenever I have some spare time. But yeah, all their poses are unique. They're really cool. Surprisingly, I was able to score this set for $20, and it also had a bully tank. So yeah, I'm gonna show all what I got on that day. Next set on the list is the bucket of soldiers from BMC Toys, and I'm talking about the variant with the female soldiers in it. Um, it's a really cool set with really good vehicles. I mean, I love these AA tanks. They're freaking awesome. I'm not gonna get into much detail on these because I'm planning to do a review on them, which you guys are gonna see probably after the SAS review comes out. But yeah, uh, they're really cool. I love their poses, especially this one. I mean, I think they're really unique and cool poses from BMC. Uh, yeah, they're awesome. Next ones on the list are pretty much any Hong Kong manufacturer from the 80s and 90s. Uh, I love, all the creativity that those companies used to have back in the day. For example, here we can see that this German soldier, it's supposed to be a Africa Corp from FX, but they of course swap his head. Here's the proof about it. Here we have another another clone, but yeah, this one is made in China, and this one is made in Hong Kong. Yeah, I like the fact that sometimes they used to do that just to avoid, copyright and copyright demands and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just funny, and I like them because there's a few missing poses on my Airfix collection. For example, I'm missing the British officer, the original Airfix officer from the 8 Army set. So I'm glad I have a knockoff of him. I don't know where, but I have him. So yeah, that's why I like also Hong Kong clones. Pretty much any Hong Kong company that used to make soldiers back in the 80s and 90s. Alright, so the next set on the list is this Elite Force Armament set. The reason why these are important to me, it's because it was a gift from my sister. Probably she's not gonna watch this, but thank you, Anapao, for gifting me this amazing bucket, which I always wanted to have. Yeah, they have also a special place in my heart, and they are so freaking awesome. I mean, they have really modern equipment, and just the looks of them are just so freaking awesome. And lastly, we have the Captain Gomez and Captain McNamara set. I know they're, from different sets and everything, but both came in the same lot. And the reason why both are equally important to me is because Frontline will have never existed if it wasn't because of these two sets, which I know that they are, from the dollar store and all that type of crap. And I know that they are, just a bunch of clones, with no importance at all, out of all the crazy pieces I have in my collection. But they also have an important place in my heart. So, yeah, that's the reason why they are in the top 10.
What ideas do you have for series slash films? I'm planning to do more history related animations. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a video explaining World War II with plastic amimen, also the Vietnam War, because yeah, I have some Viet Cong soldiers now, and of course the classic Team E American guys and a few guys with M203 grenade launchers. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still planning to do Army Man stop motions, probably now some Star Wars animations too, and also I'm planning to do now a modeling section because I'm working on a B-17 model from Revell, and I also have a few Zvezda models which I want to show to you guys. Okay, next question. What is your favorite amimen mold and food? Well, yeah, I don't have a favorite pose or mold. Um, but when it comes to food, yeah, Mexican food, baby. I love, I love tacos, quesadillas. Um, how's it called? Chilaquiles. Um, yeah, I love Mexican food a lot. Next question: how do you make your sets? That's pretty easy with cardboard. What is your favorite stop motion you made or someone else made? That is a really cool question too. Mm, my favorite stop motion that I've made, uh, it's Frontline episode 5. I love the last action sequence scene. I love it. I freaking love it. I mean, and the reason why Frontline episode 2, it's not my favorite episode, even though it's the one with the most views and um, the one that has gave me a lot of money, from my YouTube career. I kind of have like a love and hate relationship because my English is not the best, as you guys can tell. I mean, I remember that I pronounced basil as basil. Yeah, and I remember that I had to re-edit the entire thing in 1 week because one of my voice actors forgot to send his lines, and for some stupid reason, Filmora decided to upload their system, and the entire project was gone. Yeah, the file got corrupted, and I couldn't do anything to save it. So I had to re-edit the entire thing in 2 weeks. It was really hard and painful. But I mean, sure, I got 1.9 million views on that. Um, and my favorite stop motion that somebody else made, uh, it's yeah, the saber tooth. The saber tooth is my favorite one. Okay, this is the end of the video. Yeah, it was a really interesting activity. I'm glad this is gonna be the 100 video for the channel. And don't worry, fellas, I'm planning to do more reviews. I'm planning to upload some gun videos, which I didn't upload last year, but now I'm gonna upload. Uh, yeah, there's surely gonna be more content this year than last. And well, thanks for everything, guys. I do really appreciate all your amazing support. Thanks for being there for me when I needed you the most, during the COVID 19 pandemic. Thanks for everything, guys. I do really appreciate all your help. Um, and so, I guess, yeah, this is the end of the video. See you.